Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori Rose. Today we will be testing the Elf Hydrating Camo Concealer. As you guys can see here, this is a brand new package. I just got it in the mail. So, not having tried this before, hopefully I got it in the right shade. I know I've been having some issues with this recently, trying to order things online in the right shade. Because for a lot of brands, I am the lightest, pastiest shade there is, and then there's other brands where it's pretty much stark white, and it is a little too white for me still. So we are going to give this a go. I like the packaging. Still rather common, but still nice, sleek, fancy. The shade I got was... Oh, okay. The shade I got was Fair Rose, so I think this was the lightest shade. If not, it was the second to lightest shade. So we will see how this does. The claim is that it's a full coverage satin concealer. It's supposed to be hydrating. It can be used to conceal, contour, and highlight. I'm gonna open it up now for the first time. And it comes with this nice doe foot applicator here. I like these personally more than the squeeze applicators. I know for some people, particularly if you are working on others, this isn't the best option just because you're taking the applicator, sticking it back in the product after it's already been on somebody else's skin. So if you are somebody who works in the industry on other people, this might not be the best option for you, but even still, you could just take a one-time use applicator and scrape the product off the doe foot and then apply it to your client's face. I have a little mini Beauty 360 beauty blending brush here that after I apply it to my face using the doe foot applicator, I am going to use to blend the product out. I'm not going to be using any type of color correcting concealers today because this is a review on this product here. I am also not going to be using any type of primer in this area along my cheeks here because again, we're trying to test this out and see how it works on its own. I personally feel that adding in other products such as any primers or things like that kind of changes the review because you aren't actually seeing how the product works on its own. You're adding in another product, and that definitely creates different variables, gives a different effect to how the product is actually going to work. So with that being said, it's just this product, no other primers, no setting sprays. I haven't decided yet on if I'm going to use a powder, loose setting powder or not, such as this. I generally use loose setting powders anyway on myself just because I get creasing right in this area. So I'm not saying I won't, but I might not use a setting powder. We'll see. We will see how this goes first. So I scraped some off the end of it just because I don't know how much it's going to apply at first. Oh, gotta get my light on here. That's a little better. Okay. Just because this might be a really dense product on me, I'm not going to do the full triangle thing right now. We'll see how this goes with the first round. Not bad. Okay, so that's after one layer. I mean, this side doesn't have any, and this has one layer on. I don't think it's bad considering that I don't think I even used as much product as I would with my NYX concealer, so that's a good start. I'm going to apply a second layer on this side, kind of blend out this area a little bit more here, and then leave it up for comparison to this side so then you guys can see the difference. I'm sorry guys, my kid is having a fit in the other room because she is not getting her way right now to play with things that are not safe for children to play with. So, again, I apologize. It's just part of the parenting struggle. Maybe some of you relate, maybe some of you have no idea yet. Okay, so there is after 2 layers right there. So this side has 2 layers on, this side doesn't have any on. I mean, I can see the difference. I don't know if you guys can because of the lighting, but I definitely can see a difference there. Not bad for a drugstore concealer. We will see how it holds up, I guess. Now I'm just gonna go in and apply 2 coats to this side now. Oh, and work on the nose here too, so I don't have just 2 white spots and then a red nose in the middle. Maybe can we get into a new style, new fashion? No, probably not. Okay, so here's 2 coats. Here's 1 coat. Go in with the second coat. With the second coat, I also try and bring it down a little further than the first coat. I feel like this helps create a more blended look, particularly if you're somebody like me who doesn't always wear full face of foundation and bronzer, blush, things like that, especially now with the mask. I don't consider myself to be somebody who has terrible acne. I have a couple acne scars, but I don't get an excessive amount of acne normally. And part of that, I personally feel, is due to the fact that I don't put on layer after layer after layer of makeup every single day. And I try and keep my face washed and moisturized and cleaned and whatnot. So with that being said, I feel like it just helps blend out better when you don't have all those other products you're also going to be putting on. Thing I have to contend with normally is red skin, rosacea. If I come right out of the shower, my skin is very red, not only obviously from the warmer water and being in a shower, but the products I use. Say if I use an exfoliator, it just makes my skin super red. Usually when I use this exfoliator, I use it at night, and if I'm not doing it at night, my child is sassing in the other room. If I don't use it at night, it's going to be right before I put on a full face of makeup with foundation and whatnot, because my face gets so red that it shows through. I'm also somebody that anytime I get really warm due to changes in the environment, I deal with feminine hot flash issues, things like that, my face just lights up like a tomato or a Christmas tree. So that is another reason why I try to put my concealer all around my cheeks and whatnot. Because if I don't want to wear foundation, it kind of helps diffuse that red tomato-ish color. Okay, now both sides have 2 on. I'm going to put a little concealer down my nose. Okay, that is the first layer on my nose area. Just gonna go in with a little bit more just because of the mask wearing on there. I really wish I didn't have to give this memo about the mask usage in every video nowadays and how it affects makeup, but here we are. Okay, so 2 layers everywhere. I think thus far this concealer is pretty bomb. Now mind you, I haven't tried to mix it with any other primers, setting sprays, foundations, things like that, but just on its own it's not bad. I mean, I feel like maybe if I put a setting powder on and get extra dry looking, just because if you're really close up you can tell, but it almost gives like a blurred effect from at a distance. Like unless you're literally up close, like as close as this is to my face, you won't really be able to tell. So I think it's not bad. I am going to be doing a tutorial later this week. I am going to, if this goes well for the rest of the day here and I give it a positive review, I am going to be using this in that tutorial. So if I go to use in that tutorial and it does not mix well with a primer or foundation that I normally use, then I am going to leave a little notation in that tutorial video on how this reacts to other products. But thus far, I think it's looking pretty good. So with that being said, I am going to go put on the rest of my eye makeup for the day, and I will check back in with you guys before I head off to work. So with that being said, I will catch you guys here in a few. Okay guys, so I put on pretty much the rest of what I'm going to do for my makeup today. I'm not filling in my brows excessively. I'm going to have a hat on. It's going to be covering them. You can't really see them anyway. I put on a little bit of shadow on my upper eyelids. You can't see it on camera, but it's the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Brady that I normally wear. I think this is a nice color because of that pinkish undertone for my skin tone. It almost works as a color corrector and adds a little color at the same time. So I like to put that up top on days whereby I'm just trying to kind of re-add in a crease there, a natural looking crease. So that's what I do for that. Being that I have now put on the rest of my eye makeup for the day, the one thing I do want to notate here is that I've only had this concealer on maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and there's very obvious creasing right here going on and separation in my fine lines. So with that being said, I'm going to try and go back in with the Beauty Blender and then go in with a little bit of my Derma Blend loose setting powder that I usually use and try and see if that makes a difference in those fine lines. I have said before that I am somebody who does put setting powder on in those areas, so this isn't really that untypical for me to get that creasing there. However, it does appear to be a little more separation than some of my favorite products give me, so I'm going to go back in with that setting powder here in a minute and see if that makes a difference, and I will touch back with you guys and then go finish getting ready for the day and wear it for a few hours and touch back with you guys after that. Okay, I don't think I was able to do too much for damage control if we're being honest here at this point. You still have that creasing occurred there. I wasn't going to go in and put on a third layer, try to get it under the lashes and all that, so I guess it is what it is. It's part of our review at this point. I did go in with some of that setting powder though. It kind of diffused it a little bit. And I put some around my nose just for good measure, being that I am somebody who excessively blows their nose when we're going through the cold season, up and down, hot, cold weather, and especially now with having mask usage on the nose. So here is what we look like right now. It is almost 3, so I'm going to check back in with you guys around 8ish, and then probably again a couple hours after that and let you know how it goes. So I will see you guys in a bit for a check-in. So real quick check-in for you guys here because I am still at my other job. I don't know if you guys are actually able to tell or not. As far as creasing goes, I don't think it really creased anymore. So that's a plus right there. It's not looking overly dry even after applying the setting powder. However, I will say it has worn off my nose a little more than some of the other concealers I use would. That is my only complaint thus far. We will see here in an hour or two when I check back in before I take it off for final thoughts. Okay guys, so here we are several hours later, about almost 2 hours after my check-in with you guys. As far as final thoughts on this product, it's definitely not too drying. Even after putting the setting powder on, my skin doesn't look crusty and cakey and flaky in the winter time. Only complaint is its staying power is I don't feel like it held on to my nose area very well compared to some other products I've used. But I mean, it is Elf. I hear some of their products are hit or miss. It is a drugstore product, so I mean, I guess I can't complain too much. I think it was pretty decent overall, aside from obviously the creasing, fine lines right in here that we said earlier. I feel like those got worse. So, is it on top or is it a flop? So, is this product on top or is it a flop? I feel like for a drugstore product, it almost makes it on top. I'm definitely not qualifying this one as a flop, but is it on top of the on tops? No. So if I was to rate this product on a scale of 1 to 5, I would probably put it at a 4, if that gives you an idea. So that is all I have for you guys today. I think it held up pretty well, and as I said, it rates pretty much on top. So until next time, guys, bye!